Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Boldly Truthfully Sequoia, and of course this is another review for How to Get Away with Murder, the very last episode. Today is actually Thursday, May 7th, 2020. So we have 2 episodes left to the final episode, the series finale. But I'm going to be reviewing last week's episode, which was a complete cliffhanger to all of the fans of the show. I'm still kind of shook by it. Can't believe it. I honestly thought it was going to be Bonnie. But anyway, let's get into it. So it continues on from, the last couple of episodes, couple of weeks where Annalise is trying to prove her innocence. She gets Conner and Michaela to admit that they were the ones who snitched on her. So the detective, the FBI agent, comes and arrests those two again, or calls them in for questioning about him trying to conspire with them to get Annalise, even though he knows they didn't kill anyone, which he does. He's a dirty cop. And Michaela refuses to turn on Conner. She doesn't sign a new deal, but Conner actually does sign a new deal in the end. He just doesn't tell Michaela because, of course, as his best friend, she's going to be upset by that. Meanwhile, Nate killed Xavier Castillo, snapped his neck. And it turns out, which, I kind of felt that this was coming, that Sam and his sister Hannah had an ancestral relationship as kids. And long story short, they ended up having a kid together. Tegan and Annalise figured out that, Hannah was in high school. She missed like 2 or 3 months of school. And the only other reason for that, besides being sick or being pulled out for, certain circumstances, was maybe she was pregnant. And it turns out she was pregnant. So before I give the reveal on that, we go back to Sam being really mean to Frank. Okay, he was really protective of Bonnie a long time ago, years ago, when he found out that Frank was with Bonnie and basically told him to break it off, which is, why everyone thought, oh, he's really protective of Bonnie. What does this mean, right? So Annalise didn't want to believe what Vivian was telling her at first about Sam and Hannah, but then they go back to the first season when Sam died, where Annalise is saying something about incest is best, put your brother to the test, something of those words. And Sam was a bastard. Let me just say this. Sam was a complete bastard. So your wife loses your child in a traumatic event by getting hit by a car. She could have died too. And your baby is dead in your arms. But your mind goes to, oh yeah, let me go sleep with my ex-wife and cheat on my wife who's mourning our child just like I am. What a bastard. I don't feel sorry for him or the fact that he's dead at all, God, he was such a bastard, even more so. They go into the story where he was abused too, maybe by Hannah because she was older and she was having sex with her brother, Sam, when they were younger. And it's like, yeah, he was messed up. No wonder he was so good at psychology. This is what Bonnie and Annalise are figuring out. Why do we love him? Because he was one of us. He was also abused, but he was still a bastard. Not everyone is that messed up. Some are, but not that messed up. I mean, Annalise has her problems. Bonnie, we've seen her kill like 2 people, like by suffocation, at least 2. Rebecca and, her ex-fiance, whatever, the DA. But Sam was one of a kind. I mean, just excuse after excuse about cheating on Annalise the whole time. But anyway, I digress. Off subject. But yeah, so I'm not feeling sorry for him, but we go back to Frank, and Frank wanted to meet Hannah. So it turns out that Frank is Hannah and Sam's incest love child. I don't know what that's gonna do to him, because that man said the biggest regret of his life was what he did to Annalise and causing her child to die, but now that child was his little brother. And Sam's reaction to Bonnie and Frank being together, like, there's no way he's not good for her. I thought, oh, Bonnie's gonna be his daughter, right? But then I thought, oh, that doesn't make sense. But Frank doesn't really make sense either because he was so mean to him. So did Sam actually know that Frank was his child? Maybe he did because he never wanted him to meet his sister. You know, he's like, you know, why would I let the man who killed my child meet my sister? But maybe he knew. I'm not blaming Sam for anything that happened to him. I'm just saying he was a bastard for everything. And, you know, part of me has a little compassion because that's something rough to go through, is having your sibling force you to have sex with them and her getting pregnant. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what happens tonight in the next episode because Conner definitely flips on Michaela and signed a new deal. Michaela was loyal to Conner, so I'm really interested in seeing how that turns out. And I think Laurel is actually back tonight. She's back to testify for some reason. So I know that Tegan helped Laura escape for whatever reason because, you know, she didn't want her telling her dad that she was part of the cover-up and turning him in. So Laurel's back tonight. Wes might be back tonight too. Still don't know if it's a doppelganger, if it's a twin, because, like I said, I don't remember if his body was ever found or not. I know his body was in the lab and his face was burned and then had to just disappear for some reason, as far as I can remember. But yeah, that was the episode. Besides the Keating 5 trying to figure out, you know, the last three, I guess, Oliver, Conner, and Michaela trying to figure out what they were going to do, and Gabriel and his mother trying to leave town. So he's protected as well. And Nate knows now that the FBI agent was Dirty, the one that killed Asher. And he's trying to, you know, have the other detective look into that. Because if he wants his, you know, testimony against Annalise, he'll do it. And I guess he did. He found out that she was dirty and worked for the Castillos and killed Asher. But yeah, he's still trying to, you know, send Michaela and Conner to prison for killing Asher, knowing they didn't do it just to get Annalise, who's killed no one, surprisingly. But anyway, well, that's my review. I can't wait. The last two episodes. It's one of the best series I've ever watched. Really sad and disappointed about that. But, yeah. So I guess we have two more left, and that's it. And that's my review on How to Get Away with Murder, episode 13. And I'll see you guys soon with the latest two episodes. Bye.